artsy friends. I've had a lot of questions from newbies that are new to the whole world of flow art and acrylic pouring and so forth. And so I decided to do a series of tutorials to help people that are newer to this kind of understand the things that we're talking about. So when I talk about canvas boards, these are these little teeny boards. They're fairly inexpensive. They come in a variety of sizes. And these are what I use when I'm really going to use an experiment that I have no clue how it's going to come out, and I don't want to waste a bigger canvas. But these can also be used for other things and used quite well. So keep that in mind. Now, this is a level 1 canvas. All right, it's not that thick. It's got the mitered corners and so forth, but it's not the best quality. And again, these are basic. They're good for experimenting and playing with. But once you get past that stage and you want to learn a little bit more, then you can go up to, and these are different sizes, so pardon that, but you can go up to a level 2 canvas, which is made considerably better. You can tell on the back, everything is tucked in nice and neat and lined up, and so forth. This is a little bit thicker than my level 1 canvas. Let me get my 3 out of here. As you can see, it's just a tad thicker. It's a tad more solid. So level 2s are the canvas that you'll probably be using the most because they're economical and they're a better grade. Now, for when you want to do a really nice, pristine piece, then we have a level 3 canvas, which is called gallery wrapped. And these are really substantially much more chunky. The back sides are incredibly, impeccably neat. All right, and this is the kind of thing that is the grade and quality that you want for a professional looking painting. So I figured we would start with some of the basic things that people need when they're starting to paint. I use, these are some trays from a baker's rack I've got. It's a bun, it's actually used mostly in bakeries for raising bread. But I have one for storing my paint, and these are the racks that come with it. Now, I can do this in one of 2 ways. If I want to keep things nice and tidy, I can use this. These are adult-sized pea pads. And the nice thing about this is it keeps your work surface clean. All right, it does not go through to whatever you have it on top of. And if you really want to get creative, you can look around and find an old rack of some sort that can go on top of this if you want to use a lot of paint and you know you're going to have a lot of drips, a lot of runoff with your paint. So you can get creative. I've seen people use deeper tubs with poles across it and what have you. But get creative in how you choose to do your painting. So we're going to go back to our level 1 canvas because I'm going to be working with some paints I have not tried before, and we'll see how they work. My number 1 suggestion for prepping the back of a canvas. And I have to have my glasses on so I can see where, there it is. So what I normally do is I will take a bead of painter's tape, run it down, cut it, oops, sorry about that, guys. Cut it to fit and go around the entire canvas this way. And once this is done, I take these little push pins and look for where I think my corner is and get, there we go, get this little pin in so that you have your work surface elevated slightly. I like to be a little bit more of a perfectionist, so if I don't do the tape just right, I try to cut it down. But at any rate, you kind of are starting to get the idea of how to put together a canvas and prep it for painting. Hopefully you've gotten an idea of the quality of canvases from this little tutorial, so that you kind of understand cost and quality. Those are going to be very important things for you when you're painting. When you're going to do something really nice that you really want to be outstanding, you're going to want to use a high quality of canvas. When you're just doing something that you want to be really nice, but it doesn't have to be over the top outstanding, you can use a 2. And those are really great. And when you want to experiment and you want to play around and you don't want to spend the money on a good canvas, level 1s are great. Level 1s and the canvas boards. Those are the 2 things that are really good for just playing around with and saying, okay, let's see what I can do with this, that, or the other. Like, there we go. I'm going to be working with some paints that I have not tried before. I have tried Golden paints, but Golden has some high flow neon paints, or fluorescent, I should say, fluorescent paints that I want to experiment with. They're pre-mixed. So I only have 4 colors of this right now. I have yellow, I have blue, I have orange, and I have pink. So we're going to turn around and start playing with those in a few minutes. But this first portion of the tutorial was more about canvases and some of the supplies that you will need. I will go into more and more of that as I do more tutorials and get into mixing paints and the different additives that you can use to mix paints, and going into different techniques. We will be back with part 2 of this video in a little while, where I'm going to probably do a standard. The easiest thing I know how to do is a flip cup, dirty pour flip cup. So when I come back, that's what we will do. Take care, guys. Bye.